Bonjour, hello, welcome to MaxMountainWorld. Bonjour, hello, and we're in day 10 of confinement. Now, when I say confinement, I've been out twice. We don't count me going out for my walks within the building, within the confines of this building which I've secured. But the first time I went out, I did a midnight run down to Embrun, the town at the bottom of the mountain, and saw absolutely no one, no cars, no people, no anything at all, and got fuel for the car. The second trip out was only a couple of kilometres down the road to the shop to get some essentials like soap and a few odds and ends of things. So that's it. Now, everything is all is good in the MaxMountainWorld man cave. Everything is pretty cool. It seems like quite a quiet day so far. The radio's fairly quiet, and I'm not bothering too much with what's going on in news bulletins and stuff. But having reached 10, we're in double figures for the number of days of confinement, and a few figures, I've just looked up a few figures that are quite interesting for what's going on with this, so let's have a look at that. Now, I don't really have any objective in doing this, except maybe just to comfort myself in my own situation. So let's have a look and see what we've got. And this is all information that I've pulled off of reliable websites, reliable sources. Now, we look at the world, and the population of the world is 7.8 billion. The number of cases is 538,000 odd. Some of these are rounded down and up and whatever. They're rounded just to make the calcs easier and the understanding easier. And that figure of cases actually represents 1 in 14,500. Now, the number of deaths is 24,000, which is 1 in 22 of the cases. There. So really that's one set of figures. Now we look at France. Let's narrow this down. Population 67 million and cases 29,000. That represents 1 in 2,300, which, yeah, obviously the world's a bigger place and it's not gone everywhere. So the deaths in France, 1.7k, 1,700, which actually represents 1 in 17. Now these dates are the first two figures, the first three lots were from 27th, which is today. Now, Provence-Alpes, Côte d'Azur, which is our region, has 5 million. Number of cases, 1.9k, and that represents 1 in 2,600, which is slightly better than France in general. Now, the number of deaths, 44, which actually represents a 1 in 44, which is even better yet. Now, looking at our department, 05, which is the Hautes-Alpes, and our population here is 141,000. The number of cases, it's 15. Now this was 2 days ago, which is 1 in 9,450. Now the deaths has been 0, and you can't do a calculation on that basis. So there is just some figures that I've been playing around with in my head and stuff, so we're not too bad here. One interesting thing that I did note was to get some figures for how many in every million population. Now, down the bottom here, I put them in, And we've got USA has 4 per million, China 2 per million, but that's a massive population. Italy 136 per million, which is one of the worst. It's the second worst actually. France is 26 in every million, and this is cases. UK is 9, and the worst one is actually San Marino. As a tiny population, they have, the calculation works out to be 619 per million population. So USA is actually going to head a lot more, I would say. UK will head a lot more, and maybe come into line with France. Italy's been very much the exception in all this. So there we go. A few numbers to play with, and what I'll do is I'll leave that table at the end of this video. Well, the per million figures are quite interesting because the USA, the UK are behind the others. China was first, but it's a massive country, so the 2 figure, yeah, USA 4, that's going to go up. The UK's 9, that's going to go up. Italy's been the longest in this in Europe, and after China in the world, and that's why it's got such a high figure. France maybe got a little bit to go, so maybe the France figure is something that the UK will follow, and maybe the USA will follow the Italian one to a degree, I don't know, somewhere between the Italian one and the Chinese one. Taking an average on that, you're looking at round about 65 per million. I reckon the USA is going to get whacked with this, but no disrespect to anyone or anything on all this, it's just me playing around with a few numbers. So there we go, the boredom has me playing with numbers and researching figures. That's about all I'm going into just now. I'm not really watching all the news. Once in the morning, once at night, that does. There's no point in getting obsessive about it. So anyway, that's just a quick update, day 10, and there'll be more. So until the next video, thanks for watching. Always appreciated the likes and stuff like that, comments and whatever. And don't forget, if you subscribe down there, you can click on the alert bell afterwards to be able to get notified of future uploads from onto my channel. So until then, thanks for watching, as I say. Ciao.